Good morning, KU. I'm Morgan Saeed.
And I'm Joshua Robinson.
And it is snowing outside.
Yes, I cannot believe this.
I can't either. It was my 21st birthday yesterday, and I was joking with my friends that I asked for snow and that's why it happened, which is so not true because it's just like freezing and miserable.
Yeah, this morning I had to go start up my car just to make sure my battery was running properly because it was so cold outside.
I'm glad that we're kind of past those high school days where you had to go start your car while you're getting ready for school. So it was like warmed up and defrosted by the time that you got out to it.
That is true.
So thank goodness we have that bus system.
I am so glad we have the bus system, and also that I live on campus, so I don't have to just get in my car every single day and go to class. I can just walk to class.
Right, yeah, pretty cool. But what's going on in your life? Anything new?
Well, this Thursday I am going to a conference, the Big 12 Conference on Black Student Government at Iowa State, so I am very excited about that.
Very
a lot
cool.
of networking, a lot of social, a lot of schools is going to be there, so I'm very excited, and we're going to have a fun time. What about you?
That's very cool. I'm actually going to somewhat of a Big 12 conference too this weekend.
Awesome.
In Washington, D.C. for Student Senate. We're going to be lobbying, for higher education and continuing that conversation with legislators. So
wow.
I wonder if that was an intentional schedule plan.
I think it may have been because I'm going for the Black Student Government, and we're talking about just improving our campuses for African Americans on campus, but all students on campus, and just making a more fun and smoother process here at KU.
Do you know exactly what you're talking about yet?
Well, basically, we're talking about just how can we get more involved on campus, and what kind of things can we implement to better our campus and to make a more safer environment.
Very cool.
So I'm very excited.
I'm excited to hear about that when you get back.
Yes, I'm excited to hear about your trip as
Absolutely,
well.
yeah. And also next week, I don't know if you've heard about Rock Chalk Review at all, but that show is next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, which is super exciting. My sorority is in it for the first time in, I think, like 7 or 8 years.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's very cool. You should try to come check it out at the Lead Center if you're not busy.
Will. And what sorority are you in?
I'm a Pi Phi.
Pi Phi.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So I'm not good at all, but that's okay. It's really fun, and it's out of my comfort zone. So that's something else to look forward to, in the coming week.
Yes, I think that as long as you can just have a fun time and just, be your best and try your best, everything will work out.
Right, and I'm in the back row, so I'm hoping that, I won't be seen too much, but it's just the experience.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, but definitely, I think when we get back next week, let's update each other on this Big 12 coverage, because that's pretty cool.
Yes.
Doing really cool things kind of across the nation.
Definitely, we definitely should.
Awesome. Well, I think when we come back, we will be here with a news update.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
If I had a superpower, what would it be? The ability to make things levitate. The ability to read other people's minds. To be able to hold my breath underwater for a long time. I would talk to the animals. I could turn water into snow.
Or you could just give blood.
Good morning, I'm Jackson Vickery.
And I'm James Bumpus, and this is your Good Morning KU news update. Now that the Olympics are over, it's back to normal for Russia. President Vladimir Putin ordered a combat readiness drill for today. And for the central Russian troops in central and in the central and western military districts. Russian media outlets are reporting that the drill was prompted as early as last September and is not a result of the unrest in the Ukraine.
St. Patrick's Day came early this year for a lucky California couple. They found a pot of gold in their backyard worth $10 million. The unidentified couple were walking their dog on a scheduled section of their property when they came across a rusty can half buried in the ground. Further exploration turned up a treasure of nearly 1,500 gold coins from the mid-19th century.
According to the Journal of the American Medical Association, obesity rates of children ages 2 to 5 years old have dropped from 13.9% to 8.4% over the past decade. This study showed that this was the only age group that had a significant change.
The autopsy results show that 2 security guards aboard the Maersk, Alabama, died of respiratory failure and possible heart attacks last week. There are still going to be further tests on whether or not narcotics had anything to do with the deaths of these guards.
Arthur Chu, a 30-year-old man from Ohio, won his 5th straight game on the hit show Jeopardy! He added an additional $20,000 to his grand total of $100,000. He stumbled in the final Jeopardy! Game, but still came out victorious in the end.
The KU women's basketball team returns to action tonight. The Lady Jayhawks will host Kansas State at 7 p.m. Both teams are stuck in the bottom half of the Big 12 conference standings and looking to make a final stretch towards March Madness. KU defeated K-State earlier this season in Manhattan.
A donation made at Monday night's basketball game by the McCarthy family has initiated the first step towards a new on-campus housing project. A $17.5 million apartment complex will be built just south of Allen Fieldhouse. It will house the men's and women's basketball teams, along with non-athletes.
That wraps up for today. Now we're going back to Morgan and Josh.
Welcome back, KU. So what did you do for your birthday?
You know, I had class yesterday, got my new driver's license, did some fun things like that, but then my friend surprised me last night with a fun dinner, and we just went out for sushi. That's what we do. And then a big hot box cookie cake.
Ooh,
I don't know if you've had those, but
you know, actually, I have had hot box, and they're really
good. And they deliver. Which is great.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, and then they always kind of have those like free cookie with the purchase. So we just, recycle those all the time. I think I probably go 3 or 4 times a week at this point.
Gotcha.
You know, because why not?
You know, why not? That's like such a good idea.
I think so too. Big into sweets and things like that these days.
So what about cupcakes? Are you a fan of cupcakes?
I am. Yeah, it's kind of a guilty pleasure, I think.
I think for me, cupcakes are definitely a guilty pleasure, for sure.
Yeah, maybe not the best guilty pleasure though.
Definitely not.
For sure not. And I think we actually have a package right now about cupcakes and their effects.
One big cupcake, 600 calories from almost 5 teaspoons of sugar. An American tradition. No wonder they taste so good. Contrast that to the desserts from the Asian bakery in Lawrence.
A lot of sugar and always a large serving size. I guess in America they just add a lot of sugar for it to get better taste, so people will buy it more.
Other desserts here are very sweet for me at least. I don't know what other Asian people think, but actually it's too sweet for me.
At the Formosa Taiwanese bakery, Chang Hamlet carefully measures the sugar for one of his best sellers, Pudding Love. A pudding from his bakery only has 5/100ths of an ounce of sugar. A similar pudding from American bakery has half cup of sugar, 3.6 ounce. A recent study in the Journal of the American Medical Association shows more than 70% of U.S. adults get more than the recommended 10% of their daily calories from sugar. Higher sugar consumption leads to higher risk of obesity, diabetes, or heart disease.
It's just really bad, and my job, I see that it's such a problem, and diabetes is such an epidemic in the United States. It's so sad. But I think it's partially because they're not educated. You know, you can make great tasting foods and desserts with fruits and natural sugars.
American bakeries do offer a so-called diet cupcake. It's only 200 calories. That's only 1/3 the calories in the big one, but more than twice the calories of the Asian cupcake. Korlu, Kansan Media.
All right, everyone, well, stay warm, and thank you for watching Good Morning KU. We will see you next week.
Have a good day.